Coming up on Valley View News, an organization lifts spirits during the coronavirus pandemic. Plus, one librarian reads to elementary students outdoors. And football returns with new player safety guidelines.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Amanda Alvarado.
And I'm Ryan Ketchum in the Digital Media Center.
President Trump says he'll nominate a woman to replace Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ginsburg died last week of cancer. Democrats, including presidential candidate Joe Biden, urged the Senate to delay voting on a replacement until after the election. But Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Trump says they'll replace her as soon as possible.
No, it says the president is supposed to fill the seat, right? And that's what we're going to do. We're going to fill the seat.
Two Republican senators, Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, also want to delay the vote. They didn't support taking nominations after Justice Antonin Scalia's death in 2016. Biden says if he's elected, Trump's pick should be withdrawn. His first choice is expected to be the first African-American woman on the court.
The Bobcat Fire in the Angeles National Forest so far has burned more than 105,000 acres. It's only 15% contained. Investigators are still looking for a cause of the blaze. Meanwhile, warm, dry conditions and low humidity are expected to keep the fire burning. High winds will contribute to the spread, officials say. Parts of the Antelope Valley are being evacuated, including Juniper Hills, the Devil's Punch Bowl, and Paradise Springs. Officials say Little Rock and Wrightwood might also be evacuated soon. An evacuation center is located at Palmdale High School. Accommodations for large animals are available at the Antelope Valley Fairgrounds.
Tropical Storm Beta hit the Texas coast earlier this week. More than 10 million people are in its path. Texas officials warned flash flooding and tornadoes. Galveston County issued voluntary evacuations.
There's still potential for it to develop into a hurricane, although if it does make it, it'll be fairly weak, Category 1, so at least it won't be terrible.
Beta is expected to produce 5 to 10 inches of rainfall. It will also affect parts of Louisiana.
New York State Attorney General will release police body cam footage involved in the death of Daniel Prude. Prude died in March after being pinned down by Rochester police officers. The video will be released to the public immediately.
Starting immediately, the Office of Attorney General will now be proactively releasing video footage to the public on our own.
The Attorney General said the state will no longer wait for local authorities to determine when videos should be released to the public.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, people are finding new ways to social distance. Valley View News reporter Nikiko Burnett explains.
How are we feeling today?
Inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and coronavirus pandemic, one man decided he wanted to lend his voice to his community.
We breathe for those that are no longer able to breathe with us on this earth.
Etienne Maurice is the founder of Walk Good LA. He says it's just as important to fight together as it is to heal together.
Walk Good LA is a family of people that bring people from all walks of life together to fight and heal in solidarity through the arts, health, and wellness.
Maurice and his cousin Marley Ralph have offered a free weekly yoga class for the past 3 months. Despite the 110-degree weather, Ralph says the people attending the event motivate her.
People are coming out here for a purpose. They're coming out here because things are crazy, and they want to find some kind of peace.
At this event, Walk Good LA collects donations for the homeless community. They also give out free snacks and drinks to those who attend.
I do not do yoga, so she convinced me to be here, and I came and I loved it. It was great. Yes.
Good energy and good vibes is always going to be a great start to the week to me, so that's what always brings me back.
To find more ways to de-stress and find a sense of community, you can visit Walk Good LA on Instagram. Reporting from Los Angeles, I'm Nikiko Burnett for Valley View News.
A woman suspected of sending a letter containing the poison ricin to President Donald Trump was arrested. Ricin is a highly toxic compound extracted from castor beans. An amount fitting on the head of a pin can kill an adult. Male destined for the White House first goes to an off-site facility for screening. 2 tests were done to confirm the presence of ricin in the letter. U.S. prosecutors are expected to bring charges against the woman.
California won't accept new unemployment claims for 2 weeks because people are filing false claims. People filing claims before October 5th must give contact information. The Employment Development Department will contact them after 2 weeks. The states said nearly 600,000 claims haven't been processed so far. Meanwhile, more than 2 million people are out of work. The state will soon unveil an online verification tool in order to prevent fraud.
Universities are starting to cancel spring break next year amid COVID-19. The University of Michigan is one of the first campuses to modify their academic school calendar by eliminating the spring break recess. University of Michigan Dearborn Chancellor Domenico Grasso says the decision was made to alleviate the possible risk with campus community members who may have traveled during the middle of the semester. Other universities who have canceled the recess break include University of Wisconsin, Madison, Purdue University, Ohio State University, and the University of Iowa. Instead of spring break, other universities will add more break days to their academic calendar.
A school librarian wanted to keep sharing books with students despite COVID-19 restrictions, so she volunteered to start going to students to read books to them outdoors. Valley View News reporter Karina Gutierrez has the story.
Nikki Capshaw is a librarian during the day. She works at Bret Harte Elementary School in Burbank. As schools closed due to COVID, Capshaw immediately felt the need to help her school, so she offers her time reading to kids in their front yards.
They just need something that's a little bit normal, like their old routine was. And at school, came to the library once a week. I read a story.
At what she calls the lawn library, Capshaw reads a chapter a day to every student.
Once a week, she comes once a week.
Fidelia Sia's daughter attends Bret Harte Elementary. Capshaw has been reading to her daughter since the beginning of April. She says Capshaw has read a total of 3 books to her daughter.
I think it's very a good idea for her to continue to read for the children in order to continue to establish that normacy, like of the librarian reading to you, and then the kids get a connection to their school.
Capshaw maintains her distance when reading to the kids. Since the start of the pandemic, she has read to about 20 kids throughout the week. While some enjoy story time in their front yard, others prefer connecting online.
Cried Avery, sailing out again with the frog. I have hay inside my dress.
Librarian Nikki Capshaw says she will continue reading to the students at Bret Harte Elementary School until schools reopen. Reporting from Burbank, I'm Karina Gutierrez for Valley View News.
Anthony Davis's last-second three-pointer gave the Lakers a 2-0 series lead over the Denver Nuggets on Sunday. The 7-time All-Star and first-team All-NBA big man knocked down the shot in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers wore their new Black Mamba jerseys. Kobe Bryant helped design the jersey. The last time the Lakers were in the Western Conference Finals was in 2010. Kobe led that team. It was their last championship season.
Bryson DeChambeau's out-of-the-box approach won him the U.S. Open at Winged Foot. He had a 6-shot victory. Golf was shut down for 3 months because of the coronavirus pandemic. The U.S. Open was supposed to be played in June. 2 shots behind Matthew Wolff at the start of the game, DeChambeau caught up in 4 holes, passed him in 5, and pulled along the back 9. DeChambeau is the first player at Winged Foot to manage 4 rounds at par or better. His victory really began last October when he closed out his 2019 season in Las Vegas.
Football is back, but there are several safety changes. I spoke to one fan and went to a high school football practice just to see how they're dealing with the new rules. Screaming fans signaled the start of another football season. Despite not being allowed in stadiums, Dugout Sports Grill customer and Chargers fan Eric Gonzalez is glad football is back.
We still have limitations as far as not being able to get too close, no more than 6 people at a table, but it's still something, so I'll take it.
The NFL and most college football programs are playing games, but California high school football just got clearance to practice. Pacifica High School football head coach Mike Moon says he's ready to get to work.
I'm just excited to have him back. I mean, that's what I love to do, is be around the kids and joke with the kids and relate to them and see them overcome obstacles and be successful and reach great heights. So to be able to get them back has been great.
COVID-19 spreading is still a concern. Moon says they plan safety protocols for months.
We're going to be safe, and we're going to make sure the kids are safe as we do this. That's the #1 priority.
With temperature checks and small group practices required, Pacifica senior linebacker Angel Mendoza says he's not worried.
I trust what Coach Moon's doing for us. I feel like he's doing what's best for us. Staying socially distanced with masks.
With health concerns in mind and safety procedures in place, California football will fully return in January. Reporting from Oxnard for Valley View News, I'm Ryan Ketchum.
More to come on Valley View News. Some gyms are reopening during the COVID-19 pandemic. Plus, the U.S. Postal Services makes changes before the elections.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
After so much unrest nationwide because of police shootings, some local police departments and communities are trying to create a better dialogue with each other. Valley View News reporter Cindy Rodriguez has the story.
In the wake of the police shootings of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and Jacob Blake, communities like Oxnard are turning to each other with questions to local authorities about their relationship with residents.
Can't come out myself and be like super defensive and say, that's not us. I have to listen, and it's almost like the first couple months, you just have to listen to what the complaints are.
Listen to people like president of the local NAACP, Regina Hatcher Crawford, who speaks with the chief on a regular basis.
Do we agree all the time? Of course not. Not in this type of environment, we can't. Do we respect each other's opinion? Absolutely we do.
Not all see the police as allies. A survey published in the Washington Post said 33% of people under the age of 35 are in favor of abolishing the police. Grassroots organizations like the Movement are in favor.
It calls for a whole system reform, the entire country.
After the shooting of Jacob Blake, there are many protests that are going to be happening all across the country. And here in Oxnard, Chief Whitney says that he stands in solidarity with them. Reporting from Oxnard, I'm Cindy Rodriguez.
The U.S. Postal Service's new Postmaster General is making changes before November's election. Reporter Bryce Wayne has more.
The United States Postal Service is under scrutiny after the new Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, made changes ahead of the 2020 presidential election, an election that is expected to have an unprecedented number of mail-in votes due to COVID-19. But voters like James Lee aren't concerned.
Yeah, I usually feel it's safe. Yeah, no issue whatsoever.
Nationwide, the USPS removed sorting machines and mailboxes. DeJoy says it's a normal process, but he wasn't aware of removals. Everything now, he says, will stop until after the election. In congressional testimony, DeJoy said he wasn't purposely slowing down mail delivery. Democrats accused him of slowing down mail in order to influence November's election in the president's favor. Voting by mail isn't new in California. In the last 6 elections, more than half the votes cast here were by mail. In 2018, 67% were mailed in. Herbert Ramirez voted by mail in the last 2 elections. He says he isn't worried about its security.
No, I've done my mail-in ballot for the past 2 elections, and I've never had any doubts in the post office getting there on time or it being lost in the mail. So I think it's a great way, a great alternative.
If you are worried about your vote not counting this November, you can always drop it off directly at a polling station, like a local library or school that's participating. For Valley View News, I'm Bryce Wayne.
Many gyms across the nation have new safety protocols in place to welcome back their members. Valley View News reporter Yahata Joaquin explains.
COVID-19 has affected public spaces in different ways. Physical trainers from Anytime Fitness and Chesswork talk about what they do to keep an open gym.
Putting signage to help members be aware of proper hand washing procedures as far as clean down equipment.
This facility is well known to have the best cleanliness. Anytime Fitness in general with that franchise.
Although they have increased hand sanitizing and disinfecting stations, half of their members haven't returned.
It's been a wide variety of numbers because you also have people joining. They want to get that workout in. So I would say it's a 50-50.
It's 50-50. People are canceling, again, financial burdens, and on the other side, it's people want to come here.
The gym has become a lifestyle to many members, while others use their extra time as motivation to start working out.
For me personally, I don't think it affected my motivation in a bad way, mainly because I'm training for a bodybuilding competition.
I found myself just overeating and just being so lazy, but then I realized I should take this and turn it into like a positive. Let me just go ahead and get healthy and be fit.
Study done by Run Repeat, a website that is driven by a community of runners, say that 71% of gym members across the U.S. have not returned. Reporting from Chatsworth, I'm Yahata Joaquin.
Virtual learning is a new experience to many students and their families. Valley View News reporter Liliana Ramirez has a report.
Since March, the coronavirus pandemic has forced schools around the nation into virtual learning. Mother of 2, Bernice Guerrero, has one son being taught online.
We are running into a few problems the first week. We are in the second week. His Zoom calls are just dropping and he can't go back in, or I'm trying to figure out the internet connected again.
Guerrero faces obstacles daily as her son learns online. She wants her son to go back to in-person learning. Ms. Guerrero believes there are more cons than pros. She doesn't believe her son is getting the education he deserves through virtual learning.
I catch him walking away sometimes from the Zoom meeting and he's coming to play with the cat, and I'm like, aren't you in a Zoom meeting class? Like he doesn't, she's teaching him what they, as long as they're sitting there hearing, but they're not actually learning.
6th grader Anthony Ambrose doesn't like virtual learning. He doesn't believe he's learning much. He says he really misses going to recess with his friends.
It's not like real life, like I'm not looking my teacher in the eye.
Virtual learning will need new developments to make it easier for parents and kids. I'm Liliana Ramirez reporting for Valley View News.
When we come back, all the details from the Emmy Award winners.
Also, we'll show how a woman earns income after learning how to make masks while she was out of work.
Leah, did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
The 72nd annual Emmy Awards, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, was a virtual celebration. Canadian show Schitt's Creek set the record for 7 Emmy Award wins, the most for a show in a single season. Regina King accepted her 4th Emmy while paying tribute to Breonna Taylor and urged viewers to vote. Tyler Perry was honored with this year's Governor's Award for his achievement in television, but the night belonged to Zendaya. Zendaya took home for lead actress in a drama series for her role in Euphoria, becoming the youngest female to win.
The Ellen DeGeneres Show resumed production for their season premiere show today after summer allegations of a toxic work environment that led to an internal investigation. Several former and current staff members alleged they faced harassment, intimidation, and racism. Ellen stated she is taking responsibility for what happens on her show and apologizes to anyone negatively affected while working on her staff.
Hairdressers are finding creative ways to make money during the coronavirus pandemic. Our reporter Emily Brubaker has more on the story.
Look more that way. Maintaining a job during the coronavirus is a challenge, especially for hairdressers. Hair salons shut down 2 times since the start of the pandemic. Hairdresser Madison Swanson is turning her situation into a positive one.
I work from home, so me having the luxury of not having to pay rent at a salon and actually take 1 client a day just so it's safe and clean.
I made her stand up because her hair, when she's sitting down, hits the back of the chair. Many people have turned to cutting their own hair at home. Hair client Brooke Azuna began cutting her hair as well. She came to Madison's hair service when she needed something more. The lighter we get you, the more silver you'll be, but this is so cute.
I knew that the overall outcome would be a lot better than me just cutting my own split ends. And I feel like going to a salon is just a good way to treat yourself.
Giving yourself a haircut at home can be scary and may not turn out correctly.
My advice to people doing their own hair at home would just to be find a professional licensed hairstylist and watch any video.
Yeah, perfect. Madison requires all of her clients to wear a mask and sanitizes between clients. She treats her at-home hair salon just like she would a real one. Reporting from Santa Clarita, I'm Emily Brubaker.
TikTok will continue to operate in the U.S. President Donald Trump signed a deal allowing Oracle and Walmart to partner with the app. The deal will not transfer any algorithms or technology. President Trump formally issued an executive order to ban the app on September 20th. The Department of Commerce says that it is being delayed for a week.
Microsoft announces plans to buy ZeniMax Media for $7.5 billion. ZeniMax is the parent company of Bethesda Softworks, most famous for its video game franchises, The Elder Scrolls and Fallout. The addition of Bethesda will add 8 more game studio teams to Microsoft. In an attempt to expand their Xbox brand, Xbox head Phil Spencer says they will honor Bethesda's existing exclusivity agreement with Sony's PlayStation 5. All future Bethesda games will release on Xbox and PC.
Small businesses have been pushed to their limits during the pandemic. Valley View News reporter Alexis Amezcua has more.
COVID-19 has pushed many more consumers to fully shop online. As consumers spend more time online, they're discovering small businesses. And Angela Parsakian says this helps her business, Wild Candle Company.
I guess it's affected it in a very positive way because, a lot more people are online. And, technology is the new thing. It's getting more advanced.
Some small businesses are thriving online, but many others must find new ways to make money. Alicia Creighton has a clothing line. She started a new business called Cray's Kitchen as her new focal point.
Yes, I mean, a lot of like my usual opportunities, new opportunities you got, like they were just kind of cut off. But the cooking and stuff, it's kind of been picking up because it was my way of a pivot.
Now I'm hungry.
Business owners must have a plan B. Crises like COVID-19 can catch small business owners off guard. And just like that, it could be over.
I mean, every business kind of thinks, you know, what's gonna be my plan if I don't work out? You know, what's gonna happen if it doesn't work out?
As COVID-19 continues on, small businesses have no other choice but to adapt. Both owners state they are committed to finding ways to further their business during this time. Reporting for Northridge, my name is Alexis Amezcua.
CDC guidelines are now recognizing the airborne transmission of COVID-19. Its previous guidelines stated that the main spread of the virus was through close contact with people and through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs or talks. Now the update says the virus can be contracted through viral particles in all air and can cause an infection when inhaled. CDC continues to advise social distancing, mask wearing, and disinfecting objects and surfaces.
With the mask mandate order in place, some people are making their own masks to wear outside. I spoke with an individual about her mask making process. Face coverings have now become a part of our everyday lives. Ariel Martinez, who is currently unemployed as a result of the virus, continues to help others by making face masks in her spare time.
Just mainly to help my family and others around me. Like, I wanted to make sure that I was doing my part to help people stay safe.
Martinez first learned how to make face masks with the help from her grandmother. When she felt confident enough to try on her own, she started working on a variety of different patterns and designs.
Clean, ready to go in like a sandwich bag. One single mask, it can probably take me maybe less than 5 minutes now that I have my design and my technique down.
No mask is 100% effective in preventing infection from the virus. But all face masks offer more protection than not wearing a face covering at all. Martinez says she feels more comfortable and safer out in public when others around her wear their face mask.
I just feel like it's for the safety of everyone until, you know, we really know what it is that's happening with this whole pandemic and virus.
The CDC recommends people to wear face coverings in public settings, including around people outside their household, to reduce the spread of the virus. It is critical to keep yourself and those around you safe. Reporting from the San Fernando Valley, I'm Amanda Alvarado.
Archaeologists discovered a new species of dinosaurs in northeast China. 2 perfectly preserved fossils were found trapped by a volcanic eruption. Scientists say the 125-million-year-old dinosaur bones were preserved in a very similar manner as to what happened in Pompeii. A small herbivore found was about 4 feet long, and the skeleton suggests it could have dug burrows like rabbits. The complete study can be found in the Pure J Scientific Journal.
That's all for us at Valley View News. I'm Amanda Alvarado.
And I'm Ryan Ketchum. For stories any time of the day, go to our website, sundial.csun.edu. Thanks for watching.